So when we started having a look at the plans for Barangaroo and we wanted to do the cove, we had a really unique opportunity to do something a bit different. And what we wanted to do was to try to enhance marine biodiversity as well as terrestrial biodiversity through the work with Sims.
So I've been working with Lendlease since around 2013, initially to understand what kinds of marine life there was at Barangaroo South and particularly around the cove area. But having understood what could live in the cove, we wanted to try and help Lendlease to design some of the structures going into the water so they would be more ecologically friendly. So that process went from ecologists talking about what kinds of marine life we could see and looking at some photos together, to an industrial designer trying to work that into a 3D model, print it in a 3D mould and then fabricate concrete tiles that could be installed at the cove.
So the partnership with Sims was a really unique opportunity for us to be able to enhance marine biodiversity, and that's by trying to provide nooks and crannies for the types of species that would normally exist in this part of the harbour to be able to thrive and survive, rather than invasive species which on a bland concrete structure they're the only ones that can actually survive.
So we like to think about all kinds of sustainability, not only social sustainability in places for people, but also environmentally responsible places. And so by partnering with Sims, what they do is they bring the science behind how to actually improve the places that we're creating.
We're enhancing the marine life and enhancing the area that's actually under Barangaroo, and I think that's a sort of unique opportunity for both Lendlease, Sims and the government to play a role in. And being able to leave Sydney Harbour in a better place than when we got here is a pretty exciting and unique thing for us to be able to do.
One of the things we're really keen on doing is trying to make sure that people don't just look at the surface of the water, but really have an understanding of its health and well-being below the surface.
So we've designed panels that mimic natural rock pools. We've got panels that mimic the holdfast or root systems that you would find on a natural kelp. We've also got panels that mimic sponges, and we're trying to recreate the natural complexity that we find in oyster reef, which is one of the main habitat forming species that we've actually lost a lot of from New South Wales and globally as well. So we'd be planning to go and look at our panels every couple of months and see what kinds of things are growing there and do some underwater gardening to try and manipulate what's actually growing there in the same way that you might try and weed your garden as well. We'd be doing that underwater.
I think it's really important to be working not only with, scientists and engineers on these sorts of projects, but researchers, so that not only what we're doing here can actually be better and much more scientifically rigorous, but also that others can learn from our experience and that we can actually translate this not just to Australia and not just to Lendlease projects, but globally.
Success for me would be seeing in the subtidal zone here all of these tiles covered in kelp or in oysters. And I want to see people coming here and looking at it and saying, what's that? And then they can learn more about it. And this becomes a place to learn and it's a place to connect to the water and to enjoy all that Sydney has to offer.
The actual health of our harbour has been deteriorating over many years. And so everything that we can do to try to enhance marine ecology and to really help the biodiversity of this beautiful harbour that we have the benefit of looking at and being alongside of is a really important outcome.